All right, look like we live there. Let's get IG on. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Money Game Book Review. Coming to you live from Houston, Texas on Thursday, the 2nd of May. We're back. We wanted to come to you Tuesday, but we were out of town in Atlanta, busy, taking care of some personal things. And hey, that was Presidents Over coming to you live. But we're back here Thursday, coming to you by God's grace on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday to talk about this book, The Money Game, so Black people can win and dominate. Brothers and sisters, if you have not gotten your book yet, what are you waiting on? Everybody knows money is important. The money game is something that we need to be consciously involved in. You have to be delusional not to accept the fact that money is important. And I say delusional is when we say, yeah, but money is important, but money's not everything. Yeah, money is important, but it can't buy you happiness. See, that means you're delusional. We're not constantly aware of the importance of money towards we have to put disclaimers behind it. This book is about the money game to win and dominate. You can't win in dominating trying to, minimize the importance, value of money, knowing the money game, how to play it to your best advantage. Your best advantage is to win and dominate, brothers and sisters, not to get cars. See, that's a trick. I'm not saying don't get cars, but we have to understand that that's not an indication that you're winning and dominating. Not on a large scale. It's hard for some of us, or easy for others, to get a Range Rover. This is my idea car, or to get a Lexus, whatever it is, a Maserati or Alfa Romero. But once you get it, that's not a status that you've arrived at winning and dominating the money game. Because there's always levels on top of levels on top of levels. Now that might be the level for you. But when you understand truly the pieces, not the dollar amount. See, that's what I mean. It's a game. It's not about a dollar amount that determines if you're winning or losing, winning or dominating. It's having what I call financial consciousness. Consciousness means that you are aware of your surroundings. You're aware of your financial surroundings. You understand how money plays a role in your surroundings. We understand how money plays a role in politics and laws and taxes and the whole 9 yards in culture. See, it's being aware on how money is being used either for you, to your advantage or your disadvantage. That's consciousness, financial consciousness. That's why they say when you become aware of you come in the knowledge of self and Black people in our history and what's in our interests and things. See, they call that consciousness. That's a conscious brother or sister. Not a literally, or not a literal brother and sister. It's financial literacy. So you're not a literal brothers and sister. You are a conscious brother or sister. White folks call that woke, but it's consciousness. You can be woke and don't be conscious. All right. So every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, by Allah's grace, we come to you live to talk about this book, give you an idea what's in it so you can get the book. Some of you might be asking, but Brother Darrell, how do I get the book? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Go to themoneygamebook.com. It's on your screen. Themoneygamebook.com. Go there, not Amazon. It's on Amazon, but don't go there. Go here first. Go to themoneygamebook.com. Why? Because I want you to enter your name and email address. I'll give you 2 free gifts for giving me your name and email address. Why? So we can stay in contact. This is more than a book. It's a movement. It's a movement. I'll give you 2 free gifts. One is an audio of the money game, a lecture that I did on the topic of the money game to give you an idea. What do I mean when I say the money game? Right? And then the second free gift we're going to have here real soon, the next hopefully 30 to 60 days, we're going to have a private Zoom, a private Zoom. We're going to discuss the book. You're going to ask questions. Daryl, can you expound on it? What did you mean when you said this, that, and the other? Why did you say such and such and such and such? So it's an opportunity for you to ask me questions. Because if a man or a woman would put their ideas and challenge the status quo, which this book does, it challenges the status quo of what you think the money game is. So if a man's willing to challenge publicly, he should be willing to answer questions and state his position and explain his position publicly. So we're going to have a Zoom, a private Zoom for everybody that's on the list, even if you don't have the book. But God forbid you on the list, you'll get an invitation to know when that private Zoom is so we can talk about the book. You can ask questions. All right. So you go to themoneygamebook.com, get your 2 free gifts. And then the page after that, you'll have a link to buy the book. So you can have the book. So when we have the Zoom, we have the discussion. You can ask intelligent questions, not general questions, because you don't have the book. All right. So what we do on these short calls, about 10 minutes, I pick something out of the book. It's a 200-page book, right? 19 chapters and a bonus chapter. Has Black Economic Pledge in the back of the book, so you can recite it. You and your children can recite it over and over and over again until it gets down into the cellular level of your being, get down into the conscious, subconscious level of your brain. All right. On the back of the book, tell you something about the book so you can have an idea. Wow, that's what that book's about. And then a little synopsis of your brother. But in the back of the book, it's about the author, and it goes in. It tells you about 5 pages, about 5 pages. So today we're going to talk about, you saw it in the title, chapter 5. The book is written with chapters and then sub sections, if you will. All right. And we'll go another time through the chapters, through the table and content. So we got here chapter 5. Turn the page. Students, class, turn to page, and this is a good one. It's chapter 5 on page. Can I get to the page? But Daryl, can you get to the page? There it is. All right, chapter 5. The money game, pillar number 4. Pillar number 4 is taxes. What we're going to cover tonight very briefly in 5 minutes. Who benefits from the tax laws? That's on page 44. All right. Who benefits? Who benefits from the tax laws? Brothers and sisters, very simple. When I became a stockbroker in 1996, I was a stockbroker from 96 to 2002 for 2 major Wall Street firms. And it really, golly, it really opened my eyes to the comprehensive nature of money, comprehensive understanding on not just intellectually how money flows, but why money flows, the people behind it and why. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said the most important question we can ask is not the question itself, is why. Why did they ask the question? Is why. Okay. So taxes. Those who play the money game to win and lose do not cry about taxes. Okay. They learn how to use the tax laws to their advantage. Here's what you have to understand, brothers and sisters. The tax laws are written by the powerful for the powerful, by the rich for the rich. That's what you got to understand. The same politicians that you vote in office keep these laws, these tax laws in place. They're always trying to change it to make the rich pay more taxes and things of that nature. All right. That's going to go back and forth forever. Right. But here's what you and I have to understand. We have to know the basis of the tax laws. I don't mean from an intellectual, but from an understanding. The Bible says of all these things, get ye understanding. Don't complain. Don't cry. Don't put all your effort in changing the law, which is good because it should be fair across the board. But until it is, learn how to use it to your advantage. Learn how to use it to win and dominate. So you have more power and more control over you and I learning how the game is played at this level, winning and dominating and playing on that level, than to try to change the laws. See, that's a game, and we play into the game. Any game you play, you're a participant of the game, and you're responsible for your level of participation. So if you don't like the game, stop playing it. If you don't like the game, play it better. If you don't like the game, learn how those that are playing it to win and dominate. So taxes, you have to understand, Brunson, you have to understand, you and I have to know that tax laws are written by two groups of people for the benefits of two groups of people. And if you're not one of those two groups of individuals, then you're going to lose. You're automatically going to lose, meaning you're going to pay more taxes than what you should. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You can't win hustling in reverse. You're running real fast, but you're running in reverse. Written for two people, business owners and property owners, real estate. Those that own commercial, residential units, not your personal resident. Real estate investing, real estate investments, business owners and real estate investments, real estate owners of commercial, residential, your personal residence, meaning you're investing in this real estate to make a profit as business. So business owners and real estate owners, real estate investors get the greatest benefit from the tax law. What is that greatest benefit? They pay the least amount of taxes. They pay, but it's very small compared to their income. And in taxes is one of the three enemies that I talk about in the book to you winning and dominating at the money game. Taxes is the government's way of generating revenue for its operational expenses. That's, you see, then you start looking and looking at politics difference once you start understanding the game to win and dominate. Now you see why the Republicans always pushing against the Democrats about increasing the budget. Because if they increase the spending of America, they need some more money, which means that forces them for taxation on the people. And then they're going to go after the rich people who got the most money to tax. See, right now, the non-rich are carrying the financial burden of taxation for governmental spending. So if you own a business or you're a real estate investor, then you get to maximize the tax laws to your advantage, meaning you pay the least amount of taxes, keep the most amount of money in your pocket. And I'll talk about it later on the Zoom or maybe another time, but you got to understand that's not completely wrong to give those tax benefits and breaks to real estate investors and business owners. That's for another conversation. But just understand the tax laws are written for those two groups of people. So if you're not in any one of those two groups, you automatically by default are going to pay the most amount of taxes unless you're living below the poverty level. And who wants to live that way, just not to pay taxes? I know I don't. And this is why I'm a 1000% not just believer, but a knower in the value and the power of real estate investing. Because as a real estate investor, if you do it right, and we'll talk about in the future, if you do it right, you're a business owner and you're in real estate. So you put those two things together. Now you're maximizing the tax laws to the fullest extent possible. Because you're getting your tax write-offs because you're a business, and you're getting additional tax write-off because you own real estate that you don't get from owning a business. So when you put those two together, they call it stacking. Strategy on top of strategy on top. Then you get the compound effect, which is something else we talk about in the book. See, you understand these things from a comprehensive level. I call it a 30,000-foot view from a comprehensive. You start seeing how the dots connect, and then how you can connect the dots to maximize and benefit it for you, your family, and our community. Right? So we have to change our thinking. The paradigm shift has to take place around your ideal of money, and it has nothing to do with how much money you make, brothers. So just stop with that. I make $250,000. So, see, that's what I'm saying. When you understand the money game to win and dominate, see, that's common man. That's layman's man's attitude. I make $250,000. I'm balling. That don't mean you're playing to win and dominate. You play to win and dominate when you understand the game and how to win and dominate, and you implement it in your life. That can be with a $50,000 job. You might be making $250,000, but you're working as hard as someone that's making $500,000 by knowing how to play the game to win and dominate. See, you'll learn that through this book. When it comes to money, it's all relative. It's relative, meaning what do you relate it to? What is it compared to? You just put it out there, 250,000 by itself. Okay, that's just 250,000. Money, 250,000 tables, 250,000 chairs. Okay. What's this additional value you putting on it to have your chest out and feeling so proudful just by saying I make 250,000? That doesn't tell us how much you keep. That don't tell us how much you spend. You know, it doesn't tell us if you're behind on bills. It doesn't tell you if you owe the IRS money. That doesn't tell us anything. It just tells us 250,000. That's your gross. Is that gross? Is that net? Are you putting some of that in your retirement, towards your retirement, in your children's education? See, that's for those that don't know, that throw it out there and play those kind of games. But those that understand and play the money game to win and dominate, not just impressed by a figure, a dollar amount. They say, okay, there's more to that story. The $250,000 doesn't come out of a vacuum. It's more to that story. I need to know more of that story. Then you get to understand the money game, how people are playing, how you are playing, how you need to play, how you want to play, how you should play, so it can benefit you, yourself, and your family. Brothers and sisters, go to themoneygamebook.com, get the 2 free gifts, get on the list, page 2, order the book, and announcement, drum roll, please. May the 12th. What is it? 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 6 p.m., 6 p.m., I think, 7 p.m. You'll get the notification if you're on my list. We are proud to announce that the Money Game show will start broadcasting twice a month, every other Sunday, on the Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. Closing the Gap is a channel on YouTube that some believers in the Nation of Islam has put together, and they have different programs on different topics, different subjects by different hosts, just like you have a television network. And my show, the Money Game Show, will be one of the new additions to that channel, Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. So brothers and sisters, stay tuned. Go there right now to YouTube, find Closing the Gap, subscribe so you can check out the other shows. And when my show pop up, you hit the notification, all that good stuff. Plus, you'll be on my list. You got direct connect. See, it's all about direct connect. If you can direct connect, sometimes you can't direct connect, but as long as you connect, but you'll get it directly from me because you're on my email list, brothers and sisters. And we're gonna jump this thing off. Spend about an hour or two, starting May 12th. I think it's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to talk about them, have call-ins, so you can call in your questions, not just a question at the bottom of the screen. That's good, but we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to do like old school radio programs, right? And public television, have callers call in with their questions. We're going to do that because we need to have a conversation about the money game, the multifaceted part about the money game to win and dominate. The higher up you get, the more the moving pieces, the more you have to be good at understanding the moving pieces and how they go and how to put them in the right position. And we're going to have our first show on May 12th with our guest, Sister Karima Muhammad of the Maven Real Estate Group. She's a broker in Georgia. I believe it's Georgia. No, Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee and Georgia. She has her own real estate brokerage firm. We're going to talk about home buying because there's a lot of stuff out there about home buying. Should you buy a house? Shouldn't you buy a house? Interest rates too high. I'm going to wait. You never wait to do something good, to do something right. You never wait to do that unless you just have to wait. So we're going to talk about that May 12th. We're going to get into that topic, that subject, right? And we're going to deal with it. We're going to have you call in. You can ask your questions because remember, brothers and sisters, the society tells us that your biggest investment that you will make will be either in your education and or buying a home. Society says that that's the number one wealth builder for common people is home ownership. We're going to delve into that because we have to understand that. We got to stop taking things because it sounds good and everybody's saying it and just say, well, that's right. Process it. Get the information on how to win and dominate, and you send it through your filters and say, okay, I see that's true, but that's true for them. That's not true for me. That's true from them, but my circumstance doesn't fit theirs. So I got to change it or it doesn't apply. See, that's why we have to understand these things and stop just being like sheeple. Talk about that in the book. Sheeple, people who are like sheep and easily led to the slaughter, their own slaughter. And that's most people, unfortunately. But the Money Game book, so black people can win and dominate, and the Money Game television show is going to address that. We're going to challenge what the masses of the people are taught because 99.9% of it is wrong, and it does not empower that individual more than it empowers another society and those who promote that. So, brothers and sisters, as I say, that's enough of that. That's 22 minutes. Thank you for being here. We'll see you, God willing, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Weekdays around this time, 7:30, Tuesday and Thursday, weekend, Saturday. We'll get on sometime in the afternoon. All right. But hit the notification. Go to themoneygamebook.com. Get on the list, and you'll know all about it. All right, brothers and sisters. Till next time, remember, I'll see you at the top, not from the top, looking down on you. See you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our black community deserve your and my very best. All right, till next time, I'm out.